can be only one Halloween, and may it be the Prince of the Universe. Hi, folks. I'm Matt.
I'm Bruce.
Oh, hey. So this is a fun topic.
I know. We're going to talk
Just
about all
so
the
happened
fun
to land on
Halloween stuff.
Halloween.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
Very exciting. Halloween ends.
So
you ready?
Yeah. So we recorded She-Hulk, and I thought, what's the next one? I said, oh, let's do Werewolf by Night. And then I said, oh wait, this is going to land on Halloween. I would like to say we planned this out, but we did not. But Werewolf by Night, the Disney special, Disney Plus special, whatever, the Marvel special. And the only thing I remembered about this, I saw the trailer, the black and white, old,
I wasn't
throwback.
impressed by the trailer.
I mean, I was like,
weird.
I get what they're doing, okay. But it was based off the old 70s comic book. Right, or 60s? I don't
Loosely
remember.
based. I mean, I would say there was a lot changed from the comic book.
Okay,
this,
so
that's not a problem.
you know more about the comic book than I do. So
I mean, it's been a long time since I read it, but I used to read it back in the 90s.
Okay.
We've been slowly collecting those way back in the day. We had the main character Jack Russell. He was just kind of the spoiled rich boy who had this curse upon him. So every issue was about him just whining about the curse that's upon him.
Of course.
So it's a different characterization in the movie in this special, and that's fine. This was because they made it a lot of fun.
They did make it a lot of fun. That's why I said this was actually by the way, spoilers on everything here. They did make this one a lot of fun because this was one of the few Marvel things I've enjoyed so far. I haven't enjoyed anything in a very long time. So this was actually fun, and I wasn't expecting much. In fact, I wasn't expecting that good. I thought, it's probably gonna not be that good, but it was excellent. It was so much fun. Man-Thing is in it.
Ted.
Ted. Does anyone care? Well, who came first, Man-Thing or Swamp Thing?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I always assumed DC came first.
DC. Okay,
that's
so
always a good
Marvel
assumption.
was always ripping off DC, most likely.
For the most part.
Okay, but why rip off Swamp Thing?
Well,
I mean, his stuff was selling because it was Alan Moore, right? And,
Alan Moore was later.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't the original.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
But I'm pretty sure Alan Moore's run didn't come until after.
Did you even read those Swamp Things?
I've not yet. But
you plan to?
They're on my Kindle.
Because you hear so much about the Alan Moore Swamp Thing. I mean, you got to be a good writer to make Swamp Thing interesting.
Yeah, same thing with Man Thing, in my opinion. But
did Man Thing ever get interesting?
The original.
He looked pretty good.
Yeah, it was interesting. A lot of it was kind of like standalone tales of, and Man Thing isn't really the main character. He just kind of, it's kind of like. Twilight Zone stories, something
that
weird's going on, and then he just kind of
comes at the end,
is drawn into it to either
resolve the conflict, or
and sometimes
kill
he kills the innocent because in the comic book
he kills the innocent.
But in the comic book, I mean, he's mindless. I mean, he's just a force. He who knows fear will burn at the touch of the Man Thing. It's just so.
Well, they all burn at the touch of the Man Thing in the movie.
Well, that's why he said, greet him like a friend. Don't be scared of it. Because he's going to react. He's attracted to strong emotion.
Got it.
And in the comic book, it was. I mean, he wasn't a thinking. And I think that's more of a modern thing that they've done with him, where he's got a little bit of Ted left in him.
Okay.
But back in the 70s, he was just a mindless,
mindless
beast.
Killing machine.
And just reactionary. I mean, like sometimes he would come and kill the bad guy. Sometimes he would accidentally kill the good guy. It was just, it was kind of random. It was, he was just there. He was a force.
How did Ted turn into the Man Thing?
He was trying to recreate the super soldier serum from Captain America.
Oh, that's nice.
They have a lot of origins kind of tied to that.
Oh, that's nice.
And of course, then he was attacked, and then it was at the nexus of realities in the Florida Everglades.
Okay.
And so the mixture of science and magic, forged the Man Thing.
Okay, I got it. But the story is they're hunting. At first, they fooled me. They fooled me because I thought they were hunting the werewolf.
Yeah.
Is what they were. But it turns out to be Man Thing. I did not know that. That was a surprise for me. They kept him out of the trailer. I thought it was a good thing.
He saw him for a second.
Oh, was he?
If you weren't paying attention, I guess you
I wasn't paying attention then. But I thought they were hunted. All these great hunters were hunting the werewolf. And the characters are pretty good. The hunters are pretty good.
The hunters are all new characters. No, I don't think any of them are from comic books.
No, but they're all interesting.
Elsa.
Well, they're just there to die by the hands of the Man Thing. But The thing is, though, they're fun. They're fun. I'm just saying
even
the
that
characters are
introduction
interesting.
when they're all meeting up, and then they're gonna compete for the Ulysses's bloodstone. And just think
That
about
was
the
pretty
type of
funny
person
that he's a
who
marionette.
I know he marionetted his own corpse and recorded a message to speak. That was creepily funny and awesome.
I'll be rooted for you. Rotting. That's what it said. I'll be rotting for you. Little beyond the grave humor. And I was like, that's good, man. I'm digging
It's like,
this.
I've got ideas now.
And you mentioned something that I thought was nice, artistic. I mean, they go to color at the very end. They go to color. But I didn't even notice that the bloodstone was red.
Yeah.
That was always in color, which was nice. That was a nice touch.
And
everything.
would throw some red glare on the screen.
Yes, the glow would go over them. It's about 40 minutes long.
It says 55, but that includes the long credits at the end. So I don't.
Okay, so maybe let's say 50. Let's say 50. Yeah. So it's under an hour. It's a sweet spot. It's not really a drag to watch. Like there's a 30-minute episode of She-Hulk that felt like forever.
3 times as long.
It felt like 4 times as long. But this 50-minute special just went by like that. For me, it did. I was like, oh wow, and that means it's good. I wasn't checking my phone. I wasn't looking at the time. I wasn't counting, flies outside, which I was when I was watching She-Hulk. This thing kept you engaged. It was actually pretty good. The other thing is, you had a theory that you think they're going to continue. So we both, we both recommend it. But you have a theory that they're going to continue the, Marvel, but it's not going to be called
the
Werewolf by
Horrorverse.
Night. It's going to be the Horrorverse. So what is Tomb of Dracula next?
I mean, they did throw the vampire on the wall. We saw him.
Right.
And, of course, Jack looked at him and was like, we fought a few times.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's from the comic books, right?
Yeah.
Because they would meet up, werewolf versus vampire and Dracula or whatever.
Frankenstein monster and all that stuff.
That's right. So, what were the other comic books called? The other horror? Do you remember?
I
know Tomb of Dracula.
There's Creatures on the Loose. There was multiple vampire tales.
Okay.
I mean,
Was the sea monster
Frankenstein? The Amphibian, but he didn't have that many.
Amphibian didn't have much. Okay, so he wasn't that big.
Bloodstone. The father.
I'm trying to think. Are there any classic, Universal-esque? I mean, the Invisible Man, but he's not really a.
Marvel did a version, pretty much all of them. The Living Mummy. If you think of all the classics.
Oh, DC could do a mummy. Yeah.
Marvel had done a series of some sort related to all those Universal monsters.
I should also mention that I enjoyed the look of the werewolf. I enjoyed the classic werewolf.
It definitely resembled his 70s comic book version.
Yes. Yeah. They didn't go for the werewolf snout, the thing that we do in modern holiday, which I get. I'm fine with that.
And I like that. And
that they made him the man wolf, really, was great. That was so good.
And they didn't bulk him up. He was still kind of small, which
really
is how he
enjoyed
looked
it.
in the original comic books. I mean, in the comic books, he was lean and hairy.
And you said something that I didn't know, but Werewolf by Night was the first appearance of Moon Knight.
Moon Knight, yes.
Moon Knight was his nemesis at the beginning, right?
No, not the beginning. It was like around issue 32.
Oh, okay. So Moon Knight comes in, and he's the moon. The werewolf hates the moon or whatever, and so they're natural enemies.
Yes.
Well, Moon Knight, you got one up by Werewolf by Night. This beats Miss Marvel and Moon Knight. Does it beat Moon Knight for you?
Yeah.
You still?
Yeah.
Okay, it does.
It's a lot more fun.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it was a lot of fun. They haven't said something this fun since probably Hawkeye.
And, part of me is like, I don't really know where they're going to go with this. I really hope it's like a Halloween tradition moving forward. We'll get the Marvel Halloween special.
I think that'd be fun.
My assumption would be that they're going to follow
they slowly
Elsa
tie
Bloodstone, the girl.
Well, I like how you mentioned that's probably going to be the tie-in to everything, and they're going to make these specials every year.
And then they could do that way. They can go to different monsters, different characters.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll probably want to relate it to Blade at some point.
Oh, okay. Is that still going on?
It's supposedly.
But okay, so what is next for Marvel, Disney Plus? I don't even know. You're more hip than I am.
They have the trailer
you said
out for
Secret Invasion, right?
Secret Invasion's the trailer is out, so I would. I don't.
That's a story that's been going on since the last Avenger movie, right?
Well, we saw
like he's on the ship or whatever.
he'd been.
So 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and now we're finally going to get that story.
Yeah.
They're not really churning these things out that fast.
They've been turning out stuff. It's just this will be the first one to kind of relate to old stuff. So,
and I'm guessing Hulk is a part of this.
I don't know.
Isn't that in the end of She-Hulk? Isn't that where he is? He's away and he finds.
No,
his
he
son
came.
Scar?
Remember, he went away. He got Scar and came back. And
what was that from? What's that supposed to do? Why was Scar even mentioned there? Why was that?
I don't know. Don't ask questions that have no answers.
Why does Scar always look that pathetic?
They just wanted to make me mad.
And they wouldn't like to see you when you're angry.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so there you go. I'm just saying, is there anything else to look forward to for Marvel? I mean, it looks abysmal at this point.
I mean, we got
like Secret Invasion. I'll watch, but my
Wakanda Forever.
It's
coming out in a couple days.
Anything I'm interested in
Name
watching.
more the Submariner.
I'll tell you. I think the first one. I thought the first Black Panther was garbage. Everyone told me it was great. And I was like, really? So I had my expectations up. The CGI and special effects is the worst out of probably any more. Iron Man, the first Iron Man,
kind of goes back
looks
to some
better.
Of those some of the fights kind of reminded me of like the original Daredevil.
I was gonna say the original Daredevil.
Blade 2.
Really bad. Really bad. I was thinking, wait, was this a rough cut? Were they not supposed to? I mean, it just looks like, and then you can see obvious green screen. Obvious green screen.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh. It's not stretching my imagination to know that he is sitting behind a green screen right now talking to, nothing. So that movie just looked terrible. But what were we going to say before that?
Well, we're going to get the Submariner on screen for.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot he's going to be on there. Okay. I'll watch it.
And he's even got the ankle wings. I saw him in one of the
Does
trailers.
he
Yeah.
now?
I thought, I was like, they did it. They did. I thought they'd be too scared for it.
Too scared to put something silly on there, but why not do
awesome.
it?
Awesome.
All right. When's he fighting Aquaman? No way. All right, we'll switch topics here. We'll talk about DC for a minute. Any interest in Black Adam whatsoever?
I'm going tonight.
Wow. Okay. I'm not interested in this movie. I'm not interested. I don't even know if I'll see it.
Well, the thing is,
I may be done with DC.
Voodoo had one of the things where you buy some of the movies and you get tickets to see the movie.
Okay.
And they had several that like Justice League cartoon from the Batman animated DC first. They had those up, so I got those. It's going to cover the cost of my tickets.
All right.
And I kind of want to see it. I'm curious.
What about Shazam 2?
I'll see Shazam 2.
That looks like garbage too.
I mean, I'm not saying it looks great or anything, but
the first one was not good.
I like the first Shazam.
I saw the trailer and got all the jokes. There's only one joke that wasn't in the trailer. One joke. Everything I was like, oh man, all the good stuff was in the trailer. I hate when they do that to movies.
Yeah, that's bad.
But DC doesn't have anything. Is The Flash still coming out?
Supposedly.
With Ezra Miller in jail?
Supposedly. Is he even in jail?
Allegedly. He's going to... I don't know.
My goodness.
He'll be in jail by the time it comes out. That'll be nice. They'll still put it out because they got to. So besides the Flash, besides the Flash, do they have anything else? They canceled Batgirl.
The Batgirl movie, yeah. Oh wait, no.
No.
Sorry.
That looked like garbage anyway.
And we were going to get Brendan Fraser as Firefly.
In the Batgirl movie?
Yeah.
Oh, you know it's coming out. You know it's coming out. It's going to get leaked.
At some point.
Or whatnot. Everyone's going to see it. It's going to be passed around. It's going to be like that. What was it? Was Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie?
Yeah. Now, from what I've heard, the way they canceled it, they did it as a tax write-off, so they'll never be able to make money off of it, do anything official with it.
They'll do it to stir up the flames and, get people excited about the new Batman movie or whatnot. Are they doing Batman 2?
I would assume so. Batman, it's their only property that makes them money at this point. Supposedly, we'll get another Superman with Henry Cavill.
They are bringing him. I thought they were done with him.
The news is going back and forth on that all the time.
Here's the thing. Everyone knows this who listens.
Personally, I think he needs to switch over to Marvel and be Captain Britain. I think he would be.
That'd be great.
That would be awesome.
I'd be all for that. Because I never liked the Snyderverse. I was never a fan of it. I hate it. I don't care about it. I don't care that they bring it back. I think the whole thing I think DC in general is just a mess. And the whole thing needs to just reboot using no one. I would not keep anyone at this point. I mean, To be honest, I liked old Ben Affleck Batman. I didn't think
Yeah.
I would, but I did. I hate those movies, but as
As his
acting
performance, yeah.
he does a good job. But Batman can't be that old, obviously. Maybe if he brings on a Robin and stuff like that. I want to see Robin. I want to see some more.
Nightwing. You have to bring in Nightwing if you.
Well, yeah,
for
but
that
you do
Batman.
a story arc with Batman and Robin where eventually he turns into Nightwing. You give Robin a big story arc. But you have Batman working with a partner. But no one likes Robin. The concept of Robin's dumb. They don't want to do all the colors. Unless he's black and gray, they don't want to deal with him. So, I don't know. It's just like no one wants to have fun with movies. I mean, Marvel does, but DC's like, no, we got to go full gritty. And that's just dumb. I hate it.
Sorry.
All right, we'll switch topics again then. What what comic books in general are you reading?
Inspired by Werewolf by Night, I picked up some of the old Bloodstone.
Oh, you really did pick up Werewolf by Night.
No, picked up the old Bloodstones.
Because of the movie?
Yeah,
Look, it's doing its job.
Yeah, the thing is, I've always
it's
wanted
selling
to
you
read
comic
those.
books.
There's not a whole bunch. I mean, it's like. Only like he had 2 full issues of Marvel Presents, and then he was a backup feature in the old Rampaging Hulk magazine.
That's fine with me.
And so I've always wanted to go read his stuff because I have read the Elsa Bloodstone stuff when they were coming out, starting in the early 2000s. I enjoyed especially that first run with her, and some of the stuff they've done with her. And so I've always wanted to go back and read. Ulysses Bloodstone's stories, and it's fun stuff. I mean, it goes back to the 70s, just fun. I enjoy a lot of the 70s Marvel stuff. I've always enjoyed 70s Marvel.
Yeah, so you're a 70s Marvels fan. What else are you reading?
From Hell, Alan Moore. Jack the Ripper
Oh,
story.
how is that?
It's a good read.
I've heard good things
dense.
about that, but I've never obviously tried it out myself.
And it's really his theory of what was going on with Jack the Ripper,
Yeah, behind the scenes and stuff like that. Okay.
It doesn't keep the secret. It's not a mystery. I mean, you're pretty much getting Jack the Ripper, from the get go.
Right.
And it's a lot from his perspective. And it's a interesting read.
So let me ask you this: do your kids read any comic books?
No, and I've tried.
Really?
No.
Jackson? No.
I mean, he's read some manga.
Oh, that's what all the kids are into now.
I know.
But no comic books. Wow. Annabelle hasn't said, well, Daddy, I really want to read more of that.
She might
have it.
I mean, she would go with My Hero Academia or whatever that is, but
Oh, wow. Do you read manga?
I've read some. I mean, Akira. I just picked up my hardcover collection of Akira.
So you're dating yourself there because the only thing I've read too. Like when someone asked me have you seen any manga, I said I saw Akira, Fist of the North Star, Vampire, the original Vampire Hunter D, all the stuff before manga was big in the U.S.
Yeah.
Those were the ones that we watched, and then they started coming out with more, and I was like, okay, I can't keep up with this crap. So I kind of left it behind. But do you keep up with it beyond what I just mentioned?
I mean, I'm watching.
And you had all those movies, actually. You're the reason I watched them. How did you get into it?
Just my friend Devin from high school.
Oh, that's right. Devin was into it. I remember that.
And when I had gone back home a few times, we rented them and watched some. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. I got to show these guys up.
You tell Devin I still have the art trash can that he had. I don't know where it is now. Maybe it's still here with his little art on it that we taped on there on the trash can. Because he could draw really well. Yeah. Not remember what character I think he drew his own character or whatever. Yeah. But I was like, look at that. You need to take a picture, send it to him. So, okay, that's how you got into it though. But you don't read any of the new stuff or whatever, say what you're reading there, son.
No, I've pretty much decided I'm not really buying any comic books. I think I'm drawing my stop date in like 2015, 2016, about that time. Anything after that, it's like, I don't know. It's got to really.
Yeah, you're going back and looking at older books now.
The more I look at like modern DC, modern Marvel, it's terrible.
They've lost you. They're terrible. Yeah,
terrible. I mean, maybe for certain writers, I would pick up stuff for in general. I mean, it's just like I'm drawing my line there because I just recently was able to pick up a full collection digitally to read of. I've been slowly building it up and finally got the last of all the Ultimate Marvel comic books. Ultimate Spider-Man, X-Men, Fantastic Four.
Okay.
The Ultimates.
Yeah.
Which, I've read those the first several years they were coming out and loved them, so I've been wanting to go back and finish it. And that ended, I think, in it ended when they merged them into the Marvel Universe, so that's pretty much what I'm planning to do is read up until that point.
Okay.
And let it go.
So mainly it's just old stuff now that you're collecting.
For the most, I enjoy it way more. Every time
I
I've picked
understand.
up something modern and recent, it just annoys me.
And to be honest, there's tons of stuff out there that you haven't read that we've always heard is good, and now you're getting a chance to try it out.
Some stuff
there are just so many books out there.
When I used to read a lot, and then some of the stories I just ran out of time and dropped. I want to pick some of those back up, read them up to a certain point until everything goes nuts, and then.
Yeah, and I will mention the digital age has helped a lot in that too, because back in the day, we'd want to read it, but you couldn't find that comic book, and they never made a trade paperback, and if they did, it was out of print.
Yeah.
And it was too expensive on eBay to get, but now most of it is digital.
It's easy to get this stuff pretty cheap. If you wait for the sales and buy the, like you can get the collections of, take the Ultimates, you're getting a volume. It's got, 15, 16 issues in it, and you're spending $4.99.
That's a good deal.
I mean,
$499. I'm kidding. $4.99. Yeah.
So you can get a lot of comic books for way cheaper than I was buying. I mean, I used to spend $49 for one issue.
and I should mention that you're right. That is a good deal. And I should mention this. One of our very first podcasts was when Dark Horse was doing their blowout Star Wars digital sale. And I thought, you know what? That's a good deal. And we told everyone, get
$300 for everything?
Everything Dark Horse had. Even the rights to Marvel and stuff like that, reprints, everything that had ever been out. And it was a great deal. But I already had in print. So I thought, why do I need in digital? The digital world was there. It just wasn't as big as it is now. And now I'm thinking, dang, I wish I would have gotten that.
No, because the thing is, you really don't have to. Like I said, go back to the collections. When you get the Star Wars sales, like they do a big Star Wars sale every the May 4th. And you get the Marvel collections that they're putting out. Those are huge volumes. 25 issues, and they're on sale for $5.
Yeah,
and then you could probably get all the same things for less than that $300.
Oh wow, really?
Just by buying them individual
collecting it all. Well, there's certain things I know now. They're collecting Tales of the Jedi, Knights of the Old Republic. Finally, these other ones that have been out of print for so long are finally coming back. And I hear the new Marvel, are they called Epic Collections?
Yes.
Or whatnot? I hear they're fantastic. I hear they're beautiful.
Those are some of the collections. They're putting out omnibuses, Epic collections, and then sometimes they don't have a special name, but they're still big collections. And when those go on sale, you're getting a lot of comic books for just a few dollars.
And I've spoken about this before about Dark Horse comic books. Man, their trade paperbacks are a mess. They're a mess. They're missing issues. They skip certain issues in a run. Like the Droids trade paperbacks, it's missing 4 issues. They just decided not to collect them. I was like, what? So when I was doing my reviews through them, I started realizing I'm missing, like when I did a reread, I just missed one issue of Empire 27. It's not in any, I have all of the Empire trades. It's not in any of them. You know why? It was an episode about Boba Fett, so they put it in a Boba Fett trade paperback. But why not put it in the collection of Empire trade paperbacks as well?
Yeah,
it's the dumbest thing. And then I'm noticing my Star Wars Tales trade paperbacks. Some of them give the numeric number, like collects issues 15 through 21. Some of them say it, just spelling out the words. It says it is, they spell out the word 15 through 21. Why would you do? Why isn't it uniform? It's like. Every new trade paperback they brought out, they just forgot how they formatted the first one. There's no uniformity. It bothers me. It bothers me.
I like the way Marvel's putting them out, and they're kind of grouping them in era. As you're getting the Rebellion era, the Old Republic era, and they're just through the volumes that collect all the stories from that time period. The Clone Wars, and then
that's good.
And it's you're
getting I've seen these. I've seen these. I picked up a hardback of them and flipped through it. It's really nice. The quality's there. The color's beautiful. If you get a physical copy, I know they cost a little bit, but those are worth it.
Yeah.
Those really look great on shelves. People don't like it because it's got the Legends banner on it. We'll get over it. Legends banner to me now means, the stamp of excellence. It's basically what it signifies now. I wish those old Marvel and DC comic books had a Legends banner on them too, so you could tell which was the new crap and which one is the good stories. What's your want to read list?
My want to read list.
We talked about Alan Moore's Swamp Thing, but what else is on your wish list to read? Things you just never got around to reading that everyone said was great. Was there anything like that?
Yes, and you kind of, just because you asked me the question, I'm not going to be able to remember.
Have you read all the Hulks? You're a big Hulk fan.
That's one I've been.
You've been trying to collect all of them,
and I'm very close. There's just a couple gaps.
Oh.
That I've been buying the same thing, buying the Epic collections.
Yeah.
And stuff. And there's really just one gap in the 200s that I need to get. I'm waiting for them. I'm sure they've been coming out with them regular enough where I figure it's probably coming out in the next year or so.
Right.
And then one gap towards the end of Peter David's run.
Peter David's run is fantastic.
I know.
Did anyone write Hulk better than Peter David?
Overall, probably not.
Okay.
Not. He's probably the best run.
Hey, you let me read his run, and it's brilliant.
20 issues or so.
But it's brilliant. No one
run.
captured Hulk better. But obviously there's someone else you liked. You had to think about it. Who else wrote Hulk good?
I mean, going back to I'm drawing a blank on the name, but her Thimpy was the artist at the time. Really, it was during the later 100s to the early 200s.
What years are that? Is it 80s?
It's in the 70s.
Oh, and that was good stuff, huh?
The time period when they introduced Wolverine and all that.
Okay.
That was a really fun run.
Really fun run. Okay.
And really, a lot of times when I picture Hulk, what he looks like, that's the art that I'm thinking of.
Well, yeah, the classic purple pants.
Yeah.
Dark black hair.
Kind of big teeth and
big teeth. Picking up cars and tanks and smashing them into each other.
Mm-hmm.
Clapping his hands together. The big, one panel where it shows the wind moving around in his hands like in a praying motion. But you got it.
Yeah.
He did the clap fan thing. He used to stomp around like Hulk as a kid. You read these as a kid?
Not as a kid. I didn't really read Hulk until I started reading comic books in the early 90s, late 80s. The Hulk TV show.
Oh, the old one?
The
Bill Bixby one?
Was really,
Shut up, really?
I watched that religiously as a kid.
Did you cry when the piano played at the end?
Sad stuff, man.
Wes can't hear it.
Wes
tears up when he. Sorry, Wes, to out you there, buddy, but he tears up. He can't hear the music. He's sad.
It is. I mean, it had to be kindergarten earlier. I mean, I was really young and just watching whatever I could find it. I would watch it.
Yeah. No, it was fun. It was fun. I think I watched most of that. Mom watched it back in the day, and you always wanted to find the cure. You thought he found a home. You thought he'd be safe. It's like every episode they pull at your heartstrings, then boom. But then that one does have the best Thor ever made, ever. The best scene. I'm looking for a man. You have found one.
For a particular man.
Oh, I am a particular man. If you haven't, what was the movie called?
It was just
They're all different names.
Hulk Returns.
Hulk Returns, man. Hulk Returns, well worth it. There's another one where he...
Trial of the Incredible Hulk with
Daredevil
and Kingpin.
That was interesting. Not good, but interesting. And then the death of the Incredible Hulk, which is sad because it wasn't meant to be the ending.
Yeah. There was a lot of talk, in the show where you could say that he was going to rejuvenate because all was about his rejuvenating abilities.
And they were going to do She-Hulk next,
She-Hulk
right?
Was next.
She-Hulk was going to be next. Who was going to be She-Hulk? Did they know?
I want to think.
That's too bad.
What's her name? Bridget Nielsen
Okay. It's too bad because she would have been a better She-Hulk. And would they have gotten I guess they would have gotten a big wrestler or someone to paint up a girl, and that would have been better than the She-Hulk we would have seen. That 80s She-Hulk would have been better than the today's She-Hulk that we've seen on the screen there. So, yeah. But anyway, when did you start reading She-Hulk? Did Peter David ever write She-Hulk?
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
After that Dan Slott run, he picked up after that.
And how was he at She-Hulk?
It was fine. It wasn't the same.
She-Hulk is a different character.
Yeah,
though.
it's a different. And She-Hulk, in a way, I almost don't relate her to Hulk because her. I mean,
they're
her original
vastly
run,
different characters.
Vastly different. I mean, other than the name, it's two different things.
Yeah, two different ventures. She lives in the civilized world, and he's kind of.
She's an Avenger.
An outcast.
And, she's been a member of the Fantastic Four. She's except for the very beginning, she never really struggled with her abilities, and she loves being the Hulk. And for the longest time, she didn't even turn back and forth. I mean, she just was She-Hulk, and she was happy with that.
But to be honest, that's great that they didn't just create another just female character of the same male character. she's having the same problems too. Savage world, living on the outs, and no, now she's living on the inside. She's suburban Hulk, and she's doing fine. She's doing great. So I like that. Maybe the writer should have read a She-Hulk comic book.
Would have been nice.
Would have been nice. All right, folks. Well, that's it for now. We'll see you next time on Princes of the Universe.
We'll talk about Hellraiser next.
Never.